You don't need more answers, you need better questions. Your meetings don't stall because you lack answers, they stall because you ask bad questions. And that costs you ideas, speed, and buy-in. Hey, I'm Joel Worthington. Thanks for joining me today to talk about 3 words that are going to change your life. Now, I've been leading people for over the last 30 years, studying leadership and leading organizations, and I have figured out what I believe the secret sauce is to success. And I'm going to tell you about one little aspects of that today. Today we're going to look at 3 words that will flip the script on the sound of silence in your meetings and the rate of engagement in your organization. We'll see how curiosity drives creativity, belief influences behavior, and how you can master the art of asking with some simple guidelines. All right, so let's first talk about why you default to directives. You default to directives because you feel like it's quicker, like it's faster, and you're under the gun, and you've got deadlines to meet, and you've got strategies, and you've got customers, and you've got employees, and you have investors, you have all these things that you're trying to deal with, and so you take the shortcut and just jump to telling people what to do. Now, if you're in the military and you're on the battlefield and bombs are exploding and bullets are flying, you go ahead and direct on, brother. But we are generally not on the battlefield. You're in an office, you're dealing with folks, maybe on a construction site, I don't know where you are, but you probably have more time, and what we're going to show you is that fast is not fast at all, it's slow. It's just easier. You feel like that, man, I already know the answers, so let me just give them the answers. We'll address that here in a second. And then the next is, I'm supposed to know everything, I'm the leader. So you feel that pressure to give all the answers. We'll discuss that in a second. And finally, insecurity. Insecurity causes so many people to say, you know, if you come up with the answers, if you come up with the directives, then it's yours, and everybody's going to look at the person who came up with this great directive and say, maybe they should have your job. Come on, man. Let's get over it. The opposite is true, and we'll talk about that here as we move along. So what's the answer? The answer is a mindset that says we need to dig deeper, and that's those 3 words. Tell me more. Tell me more is just saying I need more information from my data, I need more information from my people, and my people need more information from me. That's it. Now, you need more energy in your organization. And the first excuse we give, well, it's just faster to give directives. No, it's not, because fast is a product of energy. We need energy to go fast. Where do you get your energy to move your organization? You get it from people. And we need to understand that the energy of our people is one of the most valuable resources we have. And by the way, the engagement numbers, which means passion, emotional buy-in to the organization and to the vision, mission, strategies, processes, is really low in the U.S., and it's even lower around the world. We need to change that. They're not giving us their energy. We need their energy. Now, how do we get the energy? Belief. Belief produces energy. We do what we believe in. So you need your people to believe in you and believe in the initiatives, believe in the strategies, believe in the processes and systems. What better way to do that than get their input, and they feel like it was their idea to begin with. If it's their idea, they believe it, and now they take ownership. You see, when we ask questions, we're partnering with our people. We're inviting them in. So when you ask and they get to talk, they're feel like a partner. Now, stop getting upset about the word partner. It's okay. We're going to be all right being partners. That leads to ownership, and ownership leads to responsibility. Think about, I used to have rentals. I still do have rentals. And I can't tell you some of the messes and abuse that have happened in my rental properties because they don't own it. They're just renting it. So we need to create ownership, and that is through partnership. And finally, asking, tell me more, creates connection. Look, we're wired for survival. So this whole relationship, partnership thing really feeds us happy hormones, because in days long ago, the more relationships you had, the more partners you had, the more likely you were to survive, and your family and your children, because you together could protect yourselves from invaders and bandits and wild animals and all the other things that wanted to kill you. So when we have those partnerships, we're rewarded with those hormones that make us happier. Happier people give more energy, they work harder, so you'll want happy people. Now, this whole safety thing is another whole other discussion, because when we ask and we allow people to speak out without repercussion, they feel safe. When we're not safe, think about, ancient times, walled cities. Why did they're spending all their time building walls, and a lot of you have all your people spending all their time building walls as well. They're building up their defenses because they think you and maybe others in the company are out to get them, and so you've created a whole culture of CYA. Man, if you want energy and you want your people to move, you want them productive, you want them efficient, you want to increase margins, you want to drive revenue, let them get to work, man. Let them feel safe. Let them speak out. So all of these things happen when we take the tell me more mindset. And all of this ultimately gets us to the truth. And truth drives winning strategies. You may be making strategies, creating decisions based on half-truths because your people aren't telling you the truth, because either you're not asking or you hadn't created a safe zone where they feel free to tell you the truth. So how do we do this? Well, number one, it's the idea of tell me more, that mindset, but it's really an asking open-ended questions. We want conviction, not compliance. I was just coaching a team the other day in role play. One of them was basically a salesperson, the other one was the customer. The salesperson wasn't asking open-ended questions, and when the customer would say something about what they thought, he would tell them how they should feel. And you may be guilty of that as well. And when we finished and I was going over, how to do better, the person playing the customer said, I'll be honest with you, even though it was role play, I just got tired of him telling me what we're going to do, and I kind of gave up, and I just figured, we'll just go with it. Now, it was actually selling a system or process in an inter-company situation. So, but she said, I just went along with it because I knew he was never going to listen to me anyway. And that's what a lot of your folks feel. They're just going along through the motions, no conviction, just compliance. So, asking open-ended questions. Let's talk about how to make that easy. And here's how to make it easy. We just ask these questions that start with these words: how, what, when, where, who, and why. When you're standing in front of a group, when you're meeting one-on-one and you want them to open up, you want engagement, you want ideas, you want them to tell you more, you ask how, what, when, where, who, and why. Just start your question with one of those words and you got it. because that forces them to give an explanation, not a yes/no answer. When you start with do, are, is, was, will, would, can't, could, you get yes or no. Do you feel like you should do it this way? Yes, no. Are you going to? Yes, no. Is this the? Yes, right. All of those end in yes, no. How, what, when, where, how, and why, those require an explanation. Okay, that's open-ended. So here's some great questions for you to ask today or tomorrow when you're having your next meeting. What could we have done better? How could we do this differently? Where could we find more resources? Who do you think is best equipped to get this done? Simple questions that that require an answer. Who do you think is the best equipped to get this done? And why do you think that would work? One of the most important ones, because that's going to help bring out the emotion. These are simple questions. They all start with the words that I mentioned earlier. And you can do this just by starting your sentences off with the right words, starting your questions off, and having the tell me more mindset. You don't need more answers. You need better questions. Tell me more is the mindset to help you learn to connect and dig for the truth. You have more engagement, more energy, and winning strategy. So follow me and I'll tell you more about how you and your organization can thrive through great leadership.